It's time to turn up the music. Time to finish what you started. It's time to get back to the prime life. It's time to taste joy. It's time to chase the sun. Did it ever stop running? It's time to burn out the dance floor. It's time to choose love. It's time for the prime you. Stronger, better, power at last. It's time to reignite the fire. It's time to redefine your life. It's time to get back to Prime. Say hello to the Redmi 9 Prime, launching 4th August 2020. It's time to turn up the music. Time to finish what you started. It's time to get back to the prime life. It's time to taste joy. It's time to chase the sun. Did it ever stop running? It's time to burn out the dance floor. It's time to choose love. It's time for the prime you. Stronger, better, power at last. It's time to reignite the fire. It's time to redefine your life. It's time to get back to Prime. Say hello to the Redmi 9 Prime, launching 4th August 2020.
Hi guys, a big warm welcome for our today's launch event. Today is a very special day when we are launching a brand new series here in India. But before we go there, this is also a very unique time for all of us at Xiaomi India because we are celebrating our 6th year anniversary. Yes, we are now a 6-year-old startup here in the country. I still remember 15th of July 2014 is when we had a first ever launch event. This was in a hotel in Delhi when we launched our Mi 3, then flagship phone, and Redmi 1S, our first phone under the Redmi brand here in India. And it was an incredible success. Since then, we have got a lot of love and support from all of you guys, from all our Mi fans across the country. And that's why we continue to remain the #1 and the most loved smartphone brand here in India. Today, we have 31% market share, which means if 3 people buy a smartphone in the country, 1 out of 3 is a happy Xiaomi customer. We're also about 45% bigger than the second largest brand in the country, and we're almost 2x, about 85% bigger than the third largest brand in the country. And I must thank all of you guys, our media colleagues, our partners, and especially to all our Mi fans for making us who we are. Thank you so much, guys. Every time we do a major launch event, we love to call all our Mi fans, media colleagues, our partners for the launch event. Unfortunately, we cannot do it during these times because of COVID-19. So today, we're doing something special. We're calling our core Mi fans from all these Mi fan clubs across the country for a Mi fan virtual party. So there's a virtual room for all these Mi fans, hundreds of them, where they're watching us live, along with lakhs of other people who are watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on mi.com. And these Mi fans, few hundred of them, they can give us live feedback during the launch. And you can see it at the ticker below. They can show emotions if they like something or if they do not like anything. They can give us feedback and you can see all of this live on the screen. Not just this, we have something great for all of you guys, lakhs of people who are watching us live. We're going to ask you 9 questions during today's launch event. All you need to do is answer using these 3 hashtags, which is back to Prime, Prime Time All-Rounder, and yes, Redmi 9 Prime. And if you answer these questions, what can you win? You can actually win 9 brand new Redmi 9 Prime devices. Isn't that cool? So get ready and watch out for these 9 questions during today's launch event. So let's get started. Now before we go to Redmi 9 Prime, do you remember the first Prime phone launched in India? It was Redmi 2 Prime, our first Make in India phone. It was launched by then Chief Minister Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. I still remember it, our first Made in India phone. And you'll be happy to know that today almost all our phones, more than 99% of our phones, are locally made here in the country. And not just this, we are sourcing almost 65% of the components locally here in India. And we are fully committed to Honorable Prime Minister's Make in India program. The first question for all our Mi fans, it's a very simple question. India's #1 smartphone brand Xiaomi has dash market share as per the latest analyst reports. Answer it along with 3 hashtags, back to Prime, Prime Time All-Rounder, and hashtag Redmi 9 Prime. And you can win a brand new Redmi 9 Prime phone. What are you waiting for? Pick up your phones, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and answer this question using these 3 hashtags. So let's talk about the Redmi brand and different phones that we have within this brand. All of you guys know our very popular Redmi K series. Remember, we launched K20 and K20 Pro. And this is a flagship series which brings the latest and the best specs to our Mi fans in India. And then of course we have Redmi Note, the uber popular series. If Redmi Note was an independent brand, it would probably be the 3rd or 4th largest brand here in India. We have brought the best mid-premium specs for all of you guys. And this year we launched Redmi Note 9, Redmi Note 9 Pro, and a new one, Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. And then of course we have smartphones for everyone, a base Redmi number series and Redmi A series. And they've been very popular. There have been times when Redmi A series has been the best selling Android phone across the world. And we're very happy to receive so much of love and support from all of you guys for our Redmi phones. But in addition to this, we've also had our Prime phones. Remember Redmi 2 Prime that I spoke about, and also Redmi 3S Prime. So what exactly is Prime? Now Prime is a series within Redmi brand which brings the best of Redmi Note, mid-premium specs within the base Redmi series. And it fits between our Redmi Note, which is the mid-premium series, and smartphone for everyone, which is the Redmi series. And it has the best of both the worlds, and that's what is Redmi Prime series. And I'm happy to share that we are today launching a brand new Redmi Prime, which is, yes, all of you guys know about this, Redmi 9 Prime. And to talk more about this, I will call on stage Mr. Handsome of Xiaomi India, Anuj Sharma. But before I call him, let me ask you question number 2. What is this question? Very easy. The first Make in India phone from Redmi was dash in the year dash. Answer using these 3 hashtags, Redmi 9 Prime, back to Prime, Prime Time All-Rounder, and get a chance to win a brand new Redmi 9 Prime phone. So with this, let me hand over the stage to Tom Cruise, Mr. Anuj Sharma.
Thank you, Manu. Well, my name is Anuj and I head marketing at Xiaomi India. Of course, Manu spoke a lot about the Prime series. And let me tell you why this is great. But before that, let me have another question for all of you guys. That's question number 3. And it's a simple one. Redmi Prime series stands for. Now let us know your views on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, use these hashtags back to prime, prime time all-rounder, and of course Redmi 9 Prime, and you get a chance to win a great prize. Let's move on to, of course, the Redmi 9 Prime. When we were looking at Redmi 9 Prime, we looked at what other smartphones offer in this segment. Well, what you do normally get is a little less of what the mid-range phones have. You get a little less on the display, you miss out on that speed or perhaps that battery life. Maybe you've got cameras which are slightly lower and don't really give you that amazing results. And of course, compromises on design. You have a phone, you want it to look good, and that seems to be missing. Of course, when we ask our Mi fans, what our Mi fans want is they wanted an all-rounder. And with the Redmi 9 Prime, we are giving them exactly that. In fact, we are calling this the Prime Time All-Rounder. And this is an interesting tagline, which was going to come handy for you when you're looking at the previous question that you just had. So that's just a hint, but let me move on. So with the Redmi 9 Prime, you get prime design, you get prime entertainment, you are going to get prime performance, of course, prime cameras, and a prime battery, essentially making this entire phone a prime time all-rounder. Let's get first talking about the prime design. This is something that you see on an everyday basis. This is the first thing that you will notice about a phone when you first pick it up. Last year, we introduced Aura design, and it's been loved by Mi fans across the country. As you can see, there are changes, there are subtle changes when it comes to the 9 Prime. In fact, we are calling this the Aura 360-degree design. And that Aura 360 design is more than just the aesthetics. Of course, what you realize is those concentric circles flawlessly merging into the camera segment. In fact, you've got other advantages too. The 3D unibody makes for amazing hand feel, but this is also more grippy. Unlike all the other phones that you have out there, which are shiny and slippery, this one bucks that trend. You get an extremely grippy design. It's anti-slip, and what I really love is the fact that you don't get any fingerprint smudges on this. So this is not a fingerprint magnet. In fact, the opposite of that, and it looks really good. In fact, what we've done is we've taken the fingerprint sensor and integrated it into the camera array. Now this ensures that it doesn't really look unsightly and in fact merges in perfectly with the overall design aesthetic. And of course, it's in a familiar position where you can easily find it if you've used a previous Redmi device. And all of this makes for some incredible designs. In fact, there are 4 colors, and let me show you those 4 incredible colors that the 9 Prime comes in. The first one is space blue. Now this is unlike any other blue that you've seen, where the blue transitions into this cosmic purple, making the design completely stand out from anything else out there. For people who are fans of something a little more fresher, you've got the mint green. Now the mint green, or the green itself, has been loved since the 8 series, and we're taking it just a step further, making it even more vibrant and even brighter. This is a new color from the house of Redmi. You've got sunrise flare. It's equivalent of watching the first light at dawn over an ocean. The transition on this is absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure you guys would love this. And of course, for all the people who love a classic color, we've got matte black. Now this is more than just the color, because the entire finish being matte just lends itself beautifully for the overall ergonomics as well as aesthetics of this device. So there you have it. You've got 4 colors on the 9 Prime. You've got space blue, you've got mint green, you've got that amazing sunrise flare, and of course the classic matte black. And that brings me to question number 4. My favorite color of the Redmi 9 Prime is. Now this is not really a question, more of a voting thing. Choose your favorite color. We just mentioned 4 colors in the previous slide. Tweet that out or put that on Facebook along with these hashtags, which is back to prime, prime time, all-rounder, and of course, Redmi 9 Prime. Now we've seen how good this device looks, but how good do things look on this device? let's talk about Prime entertainment. And this is becoming more and more important in today's era where we are at home and we are consuming more content than ever before. That content could be videos, that content could actually be a lot of news or text. And that's where the next part becomes even more important. When you're looking at entertainment, you're looking at a larger display so that you're able to consume more content. And well, that's happened to an extent in the industry. When we look at our competition, most of them have a 6.4-inch display or thereabouts. However, what you would notice, and this is something that most people will end up missing out on, is that all of them offer only a HD plus screen. They're all 720p displays. However, when it comes to the 9 Prime, like we said, it's Prime entertainment, we are going with a full high definition display. Now this is a 6.53-inch display, so it's large, but with the full high definition plus, you're getting almost 400 pixels per inch or PPI, giving you amazing visuals, whether you're watching movies, whether you're watching that next video on YouTube, or even if you're reading text, the overall text will not have any jagged edges and it just looks a lot more smoother. In fact, you will consume a lot more content on the 9 Prime and you're going to love this. The 9 Prime has almost 2.5 times that pixel, and that, when you go closely and look at the images itself, starts to make a massive difference. As you can see, the HD Plus compared to a full HD, the clarity on the full HD that you see on the 9 Prime is going to be far, far ahead. And of course, when we're looking at full HD, and like I said, the text renders better, we've also added reading mode 2.0 for this one. Now this cuts out the blue light, so in case you're reading more on the 9 Prime in a low light kind of an environment with lower blue light emissions, it is going to help you with lesser eye strain. And of course, when we're talking about lower light, something that our Mi fans have loved, yes, you get dark mode across the board on the 9 Prime. Now this amazing display is also protected with Corning's Gorilla Glass, so your entertainment can go on in spite of any accidental scratches or drops that may occur on other devices. Well, that's what you get on the design part of it. You get an Aura 360-degree design. It is non-slip. It's got this beautiful texture at the back. First, it is protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass, and of course, you have this beautiful full high definition 6.53-inch display, along with, of course, these software tweaks that are coming in. So you've got reading mode 2.0, certified by TUV, and you've got dark mode based on Android 10 across the board. And that brings me to question number 5. Redmi 9 Prime has the class-leading dash screen resolution. We just spoke about it. It's a very easy question. You can answer on Twitter, on Facebook, using any of these hashtags. And that brings me to perhaps this part that most of our Mi fans really care about, and that is performance. And we're calling it Prime Performance. Why? Well, we are going with a class-leading gaming processor, the Helio G80. Now this G80 is an octa-core processor running at 2 GHz. But what's really interesting is it's got 2 high-performance cores which are ARM A75 based. It's unbelievable that you've got ARM A70 series cores coming in at this price band. But of course, with the G80, you get that. There are another 6 cores which are running A55 cores, and these are helping with the multitasking as well as the overall battery management. This one also gives you better overall thermal as well as battery performance, thanks to the fact that it is built on a 12 nanometer process. Now that's the CPU part of it. When you're talking about gaming, the other aspect that's really important is the GPU. Now on the GPU as well, this one is clocked at a whopping 950 megahertz, which means none of your games really stutter. But when we are looking at that gaming part, here's a new bit. And that's something that we should all kind of focus on, the Hyper Engine game technology. Now, what is hyper-engine game technology? What it does is when you are playing a game, it dynamically balances the load between the CPU, GPU, and memory so that you get the best stutter-free performance while taking consideration of the thermals as well as battery. The short story is you get great gaming. And of course, you get great performance as well. What we did was we did compare the 9 Prime with some of the competition that's out there. Now, most of the competition is running a Snapdragon 450, a MediaTek P35, or Exynos 850. And all of these top out at about 110,000. Well, where does the 9 Prime fit in this? The 9 Prime with the Helio G80 scores 204,000. It is incredible that there is such a gap in performance versus all the competition. In fact, even if we look at a recent device which was launched with the Exynos 9611 at almost 20,000 rupees, the 9 Prime still beats that device when it comes to overall performance. So what you're getting is essentially prime performance with the 9 Prime. You also get 4 GB of DDR4X RAM. Now, last year when we were launching the overall Redmi 8 series, we promised that when we are talking about performance, we will not try and save money by having a 2 GB or a 3 GB variant. While in this case, the minimum is 4. And what you do get is a flexibility on the storage. You can choose between a 64 or a 128. But you know what's better than just having great storage? Expandable storage. And you get a dedicated micro SD card slot which you can use to expand your overall storage by another 512 GB. Of course, it is a dual SIM device, and both the SIMs support VoLTE or voice over Wi-Fi as well. To summarize, the Redmi 9 Prime gives you prime performance. The Helio G80 chipset is far more powerful than anything else out there in its price class. In fact, in some cases, it's more powerful than phones selling for almost about 20,000 rupees. You get a standard of 4 GB of DDR4X RAM along with 2 storage options, which is 64 and 128 GB, which you can further expand using a dedicated micro SD card slot, which can take in up to an additional 512 GB. Of course, it is a dual SIM device. So now we've spoken about the Prime design. We've also shown you how this is a Prime entertainer, and of course, the Prime performance that you get. Well, I know all of you guys are eager to know about the next part, which is how good are the cameras. And to talk more about the cameras, let us call the Prime Gadgetwala of Xiaomi India in the house. Over to Ankit.
Hello, Gadgetwala in the house. I'm really excited to be here at the 9 Prime launch. I'm sure you're super excited as well. Now, I'm going to be talking about, of course, the incredible camera performance on the 9 Prime. But before that, it's time for question number 6, which goes right here. The Redmi 9 Prime comes with a Dash high-performance gaming processor with a Dash Antutu score. Don't forget to send in your answers along with all these hashtags to win some really exciting prizes. Alright, so of course, 9 Prime hai, to prime time camera performance bhi hona chahiye. Now, if you take a look at the competition and the segment and whatever others are offering, some of them think they're being very ambitious with a dual camera setup in this price band. The others think that a triple camera setup is good enough. But not us. Not us here at Redmi India, because we are bringing a class-leading quad camera array on the Redmi 9 Prime. That's right, take a look at the configuration. The star of the show here, of course, is the 13 megapixel AI camera along with an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. We're going to take a look at some of the picture samples of all these sensors, a dedicated depth sensor for those class-leading portrait shots, and of course, a 5 megapixel macro camera, which is unprecedented in this price segment. Like I said, the star of the show is the 13 megapixel AI camera and artificial intelligence का जादू उसका जलवा आपको यहाँ पे देखने मिलने वाला है with close to 32 scenes that the AI system can detect, along with 5 India-specific ones, which some foreigners may find amusing, but hey, it's an everyday way of life for us, from jewelry to statues, cows, motorcycles, and temples. Now, what does the AI detection do? From white balance to shutter speed to ISO to exposure compensation, contrast, all these settings within nanoseconds, milliseconds are configured by the AI engine to give you the best quality results out of the 9 prime camera every single time. So take a look at this photo, for example. Of course, I'm sure even the default photo looks great, but the AI scene detection engine's turned off right now. The minute it's turned on, whoa! Look at the colors, they really jump out. The red in the grapefruit, the strawberries, and of course, those bananas look nom nom. I want one right now. The AI scene detection works on every possible photo. Now over here, of course, it's a really nice, happy, bright photo. I'm not really sure when we're going to be able to take such happy pictures with our friends. I really hope it's sometime soon. But you want to pay attention to, apart from everything being in focus, look at the confetti. The confetti is flying, it's in motion, but despite the motion, thanks to AI scene detection, almost everything is picture perfect and really sharp and detailed. Now this is actually my favorite shot out of all the ones I'm going to be showing you. Can you believe it? That a Redmi 9 Prime camera in this segment is capturing such outstanding shots. By the way, you want to remember that next time you manage to get out on a road trip, post the lockdowns, if you take a nice low angle shot and you keep the lens close to the ground, you get this really dramatic shot where you see the asphalt and the skies. Now the blues of the sky and the contrast of the shadows and the highlights of the clouds, there's incredible dynamic range here at play, something we're really proud of thanks to the AI scene detection engine on the 13 megapixel AI primary camera. These are some of the pictures that are shot on Redmi 9 Prime, and when you take pictures with the 9 Prime, I can't wait for you to share your shots on social media with hashtag shot on Redmi 9 Prime and hashtag Redmi Project. Also, don't forget to go to YouTube to take a look at some really incredible tutorial videos courtesy our Redmi Project playlist on Redmi India's YouTube channel. What we decided to do in 2020 with all the Redmi phones we launched is take the video creation capabilities a notch higher, because something we are very proud of is democratizing video content creation with our Redmi smartphones, which is why we are bringing Prime creative video features, and some of these I'm going to be talking about here. For example, the kaleidoscope effect. There are 6 kaleidoscope features built into your kaleidoscope mode on the Redmi 9 Prime, and they work fantastic with your rear camera, with your front camera, on video, and for pictures as well, giving you some really trippy, cool effect. Now you want to turn on the kaleidoscopic video features for your front camera? That's right, you can also take some really trippy selfie kaleidoscopes and the rear camera. These videos are really going to stand out on your social media feed. Now let's turn our attention to the 8 megapixel ultra wide. Now ultra wides are really popular, but the beauty of the software optimization done right here in our Bangalore HQ is how distortion-free the edges are in your ultra-wide shots. Now this is a great low-angle shot of our national bird peacock, but this is with the regular wide camera angle. Now with the ultra-wide, look at the amount of detail and the amount of drama that it adds without any distortion. In the previous shot, you can't even see the second peacock, but in this one, you can. 5 megapixel macro lens, a feature that our Mi fans absolutely love, especially now that we are locked into our houses, from ultra close-ups of everything that you're eating to ultra close-ups of some really friendly insects and creepy crawlies. 5 megapixel macro really comes in handy, and this one's class leading. It gives you 1080p, that's right, full HD video recording. It comes with autofocus and a class leading focusing distance of 2 centimeters from the subject. How mind-blowing is that in this price segment? Take a look at these shots shot on the Redmi 9 Prime macro lens. You can see all the details of this cross-section of an orange. And the depth sensor, of course, works beautifully to give you class-leading background separation. I want you to pay attention to the edges of this model's hair. You know, the kind of semantic segmentation that kicks in and the beautiful background blur and bokeh that's coming in, that is something which is never seen before in this particular price segment. I really love the red glasses and I can't wait to take pictures with my friends post the lockdown. Alright, so that's basically what you have in terms of the selfie camera, which is an 8 megapixel AI selfie camera, ensuring you get nice, fun, bright, in-focus selfies every single time. These are the prime cameras on the Redmi 9 Prime, giving you incredible features like palm shutter that gives you complete hands-free operation for real flexibility. 8 megapixel AI selfies for crisp selfies every single time, 5 megapixel macro with 1080p HD video to give you unprecedented close-up shots and videos in this segment, 118-degree ultra-wide angle field of view, 8 megapixel camera, kaleidoscope video, 13 megapixel AI main camera, and of course a beautiful portrait mode. Now that sums up so much of the incredible camera performance of the Redmi 9 Prime. अब इतने तगड़े cameras है तो तगड़ी battery life भी तो चाहिए boss. We'll talk about the battery, but before that it's time for question number 7, and this is a real tough one. Yep, Redmi 9 Prime comes with a dash camera array, dual, triple or quad. If you've been paying attention and not just checking me out, I'm pretty sure you'll know the answer. Alright, time for the Prime battery. Yes, we are packing in our biggest battery in the Redmi Prime series ever, something that we've pioneered in 2020 with all our Redmi devices, and that is a 5020 mAh battery that gives you an outstanding 2 days of battery life. Now, the battery is hardware plus software, which is why I'm really proud to share that MIUI battery optimizations, especially the power saving mode and dynamic power management, ensure that you get some unprecedented battery life to do your favorite tasks. And what kind of tasks am I talking about? 25 hours of video playback. I pray that you do not have to sit and binge watch 25 hours of anything. Seriously, look after them eyes. But in case you do, 25 hours of video playback, 14 hours of gaming, and 10.5 hours of full HD 1080p resolution video recording. This is mind-blowing for this price segment. Not just that, of course, you want fast charging to charge up that 5020 mAh battery. 10-watt charger is included in the box, but the Redmi 9 Prime supports 18 watts of fast charging. In case you want to buy the 18-watt fast charger, it's available easily on me.com. So there you have it, USB-C fast charging on the Redmi 9 Prime with this gorgeous charging animation, which is my favorite feature, something that we see on our flagship Redmi K series that's coming on the 9 Prime as well. Some of my favorite features on this device are, of course, the 3.5mm headphone jack, the trusted IR blaster, wireless FM radio, Bluetooth 5.0, and a 1217 really loud ultra-linear speaker with excellent sound quality. Anush took you through the design and the incredible performance of the Helio G80. I took you through the class-leading quad camera array and the Prime battery and the favorite features. But no story is complete without our incredible focus on quality, which is why I'd like to bring back main man Manu on stage to talk about the Prime quality features and, of course, things that really matter, when you can buy these and for how much. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Anuj and Ankit. That was a great presentation. And now all of you guys know why Redmi 9 Prime is probably the best device. It brings all the great features of Redmi Note series into the Redmi series. It has a super powerful Helio G80 processor with a great Antutu score. It comes with more than 5000 mAh of battery with 18 watt of fast charging. It has a quad camera setup, and of course it comes with a full HD display. Now let's talk about something which is core to Xiaomi, quality. But before we go there, I have one more question for you guys. Question number 8. Redmi 9 Prime comes with dash mAh battery and dash watt fast charging support. Answer it using the 3 hashtags back to Prime, Prime Time All-Rounder and Redmi 9 Prime and get a chance to win a brand new Redmi 9 Prime device. So let's talk about quality, something that we are truly passionate about. You know, every single product that we launch goes through hundreds of quality tests at our factories. And this is me before COVID-19 when I could travel at one of our factories and checking out these quality tests. We drop these phones from this height and we drop it multiple times to check if anything will happen to the phone. We do audio checks, we do video checks, we spray water on these phones, we do vibration tests to ensure that the phone is of highest possible quality. And that is probably why we have the lowest FFR rate or the failure rate in India. So let's talk about the prime quality on Redmi 9 Prime. First thing, of course, it comes with P2I coating. You would have noticed almost all Xiaomi phones come with P2I coating, which makes them splash proof or water resistant. And this is very helpful in today's time because monsoons are coming. You might get a little bit of rain on your phone or you might accidentally drop some water on your phone. And with P2I coating, you can be assured that nothing will happen to your phone. Redmi 9 Prime also comes with TUV certification, which reduces the strain on your eyes. And this is very helpful in current circumstances when everyone is working from home or is studying from home. So extremely helpful. And the charger also comes with 380 volt of surge protection. And this also has watertight seals, which of course ensure that the phone is splash proof. Not just this, every single Redmi 9 Prime, which is being shipped in India, it also comes with a free protective case inside the box. And because it comes from Xiaomi, you can be assured of both fit and quality. And we're doing something special. We started doing this with Redmi Note 9, and now we're also doing it with Redmi 9 Prime. Yes, we want to bring good features from Note series to our Prime series. We are putting a free pre-installed screen protector on every Redmi 9 Prime phone. And this is very helpful in current circumstances. What do people do when they buy a phone? They go to a nearby shop, buy a case and a screen protector. And we're giving both of these inside the box. And because this is pre-installed, it is a great fit and you don't need to go to any nearby shop. Now, before we go to price, let's look at a quick product video which summarizes all the great features of Redmi 9 Prime. So that is Redmi 9 Prime for all of you guys. This is probably the only phone to have a full HD display in this price segment. It of course comes with the AI quad camera setup. It comes with a super powerful G80 processor with an incredible Antutu score. It has a 5020 mAh battery and that too with 18 watt of fast charging. And of course it comes with highest quality standards, things such as P2I, Gorilla Glass, and many amazing features. So what should be the price of Redmi 9 Prime? We have few other competition devices. For example, M11, Y30, A12, and N10. And Redmi 9 Prime is the only phone that comes with a full HD display in this price segment. All of them have an HD display. It has the best processor, which is Helio G80. It has the biggest battery, more than 5000 mAh, super fast 18 watt charging, and it comes with a minimum 4 GB of RAM. So what should be the price? All the competition devices come anywhere between 11,000-12,000 to about 15,000-16,000 rupees. When we were planning the launch of Redmi 9 Prime, we had to take some really tough calls. A lot of things have changed in last 4-5 months. GST increased by 50% from 12% to 18%. Because of pandemic, the entire global supply chain has been disrupted and component prices continue to go up. And dollar has also increased as compared to INR. And all of these things are putting a lot of pressure on all companies, including us. One of the easiest ways for us to cut cost was to launch a 3 GB variant. And we debated this. Remember last year when we were launching Redmi Note 8, we said all our core fans, the minimum experience that they need is a 4 GB RAM and a 64 GB storage. And we are bringing the same philosophy from Redmi Note series to Redmi 9 Prime. So I'm happy to share the base variant for Redmi 9 Prime is 4 GB, 64 GB. Redmi 9 Prime base variant with 4 GB and 64 GB is being launched at an honest price of only rupees 9,999. And the second variant, which is 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage, is being launched at 11,999 rupees. So isn't this great? An incredible G80 processor with a huge 5020 mAh battery, 18 watt of fast charging, with a great quad camera setup and a full HD display, starting at only 9,999 rupees for 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. So when and where can you buy Redmi 9 Prime? Very soon, in just few days, during the Prime Day sale on our partner platform Amazon, you can buy this incredible device, and soon after that, we will also make it available across Mi.com, Mi Home and Mi Studio stores, and it will soon be available across thousands of our retail partners across the country. Now, before we sign off, we have one last question for all of you guys watching us live. It's a very simple one. All you need to do is answer this. I love Redmi 9 Prime because ... whatever is your favorite feature, and it starts at an honest price of rupees ... Answer this question using the 3 hashtags back to Prime, Primetime Allrounder and Redmi 9 Prime. Remember, you can answer it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, and you can get a chance to win a brand new Redmi 9 Prime. So thank you once again everyone for joining us today. I sincerely hope all of us stay safe. Thank you so much guys. Namaste.